take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I always say dreaming, never imagine.
Welcome to Radical Truth or Power, the progressive news show with less BSery. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn. And on today's show, and why I decided to do just a pop-up video on a day that I normally don't do videos, is I'm still having this issue of certain people when they're missing and their loved ones put in a missing person report, they don't seem to get the same coverage as other type of people. So that was my nice way of saying it's amazing to me that white rich people get more attention in the media when they're missing compared to middle class or poor Black people. And I have to use class in the whole sense because Kelly Price was reported missing and it was all over the freaking news. Class economics does have something to do with this. Whether we want it to or not, it does. Whether we want race to not be a part of this, it does. So not wanting something to be a certain way doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So what exactly am I talking about? I'm talking about the disappearance of Christina Nance. And her family reporting her missing. And they found her body in the back of a police vehicle, a police van. In a lot that's barely being used. The van apparently is not being used at all. And they found her dead in the back of the police van. Now, at first, the family asked, and obviously everybody asks, do you have any video of this? Do you have any proof of what's going on? You know, you're just saying that my sister died in the back of a police van in an abandoned lot. Well, not an abandoned lot, but the van is no longer being used. At first, the police said, no, we don't have any video of that incident. Then they came back later and they did have video of it. I want to show you exactly what the police released to the family. And then we're going to hear words from the family, how they feel about the video being released.
Well, Julia, HPD investigators say the city's security cameras attached to the department shows Christina entering the parking lot on September 25th. Let's take a look here. It's kind of hard to tell, but in the far right corner of the screen, police say there is video of Nance walking around the lot and sitting on the hood of a police car and approaching other parked unoccupied vehicles for about 10 minutes. A reminder, the video feed is unmonitored. Police say Nance entered the unlocked police van through the rear door and that there was still movement in the van through the 28th. Nance was reported missing on October 2nd. Now, the family has had a look at the video, but say this still doesn't add up.
Like, I was very confused. Like I'm thinking y'all calling us down, to show us some footage. I was thinking it was gonna be clear, everything was gonna be clear. You get what I'm saying? There was gonna be some type of clear indication, you know what I'm saying, of my sister being, of how she died, and there wasn't. Not any, at all. Like, everything was blurry. Like, I don't even know if that was my sister.
Still a lot of questions left unanswered from the Nance family.
So they released a video that looks like it's 2 miles away from the incident. It's blurry. And what some of the details that wasn't shown in this was the police said that the parking lot, the lot where all of this is happening at, is rarely monitored. So that's why it took them a while to find that footage, because that is not monitored. Which now I have to beg the question of, well, if you're not even monitoring, why did you even have a camera? And on top of that, you have a camera there, why is it not monitored? Because this is the part that kind of gets me, is that they said that they discovered the body because one of the cops went to retrieve a vehicle that they gave him that was sitting right beside the van. There's a 2-week gap, or a 10-day gap. So we're to believe that in 10 days, and I could be wrong on the day, but let's just say there was a significant amount of time from the time she got into the vehicle to the time that her body was discovered. So I don't want to misquote anything or give you any misinformation, but there was a significant amount of time between the time that she climbed into that van, if that's her, and the time her body was discovered. And we are to believe that nobody went to that lot in between that time. Obviously, it's hard to believe that when you're saying you discovered the body because somebody went to retrieve their vehicle, a cop went to retrieve their vehicle around that time and discovered the body. Now, here's my other question. How did you discover it if she had already passed? In other words, I'm pretty sure between that time frame of being locked in that vehicle, there was a lot of rumbling, a lot of bumping around, a lot of making a whole bunch of noise to get somebody's attention. By that time, she had already passed, by the time that cop got there. So what, pray tell, made that cop look in the back of that van? What made him decide to open the door to that van to discover this body? Stuff just doesn't make any sense. It's just not, none of this stuff is adding up. But that was always been my one issue that I've had. But my other issue is that the reason that I'm even saying any of these things, bringing this story to everybody's attention, is because it's not coming to anybody's attention. It's barely a blip on the radar. Now, Kelly Price can go missing. It's all over the news. Everybody is all over the news. We got to find her. I mean, and I did it too. You just go back and see videos. Where's Kelly Price? What happened to Kelly Price? Why is nobody like? And then we all got burned at the end with, oh, there was nothing wrong. I just didn't want to talk to the family. So you took up valuable media attention for. I'm not even gonna go there. I already said my piece about Gabby. All over the media, hundreds of videos about her gone missing, and it's still hundreds of videos right now about the boyfriend or the fiance or whoever. What is it, Landry? Let me see. Being Landry. Hundreds of videos about Brian Landry. Where did he go? He's missing. We got to find him. The FBI this, the FBI that, dog the bounty hunter looking for him, blah, blah, blah. All of those things are all over the news all day long, day and night. We get this situation right here. One, at the very least, maybe 5 newspapers write about it. And not to say anything harsh about the newspapers, but they're pretty small newspapers. You know, those are the type of newspapers where you would not go to them if you didn't already know about them. Let's just put it to you that way. It's not the big media newspapers. And you have to wonder why this type of information keeps falling through the crack. Why is it so not important? And you have to just nail it down to because of the race or their class. That's just it. It just boils down to the fact that your disappearance is just not that important enough to be blasted on media. And if it wasn't for people like me and other people, thank goodness, there are a lot of other YouTubers who are saying, hey, we need to get this information out. We need to get this story out. Because if we don't get this story out, it will be another blip on the radar last year when somebody go, oh, you remember, what was her name? Christina, yeah, when they found her in the back of the police car. No, it was in the back of you get how this works. It's a forgetful story because nobody brings it to the attention of their audience. And then nobody gets this story out because honestly, there's something going on with this police department. There is something that just isn't clicking, and if nobody said absolutely nothing about it, this story would have lasted 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe. We have an issue with making certain class and certain races more important when it comes to tragedy than others. And that has to be put to a stop. And the only reason I even say this is because the Kelly Price situation sort of really got to me, only because it got me. Let me explain. I did say, I put 2 videos out. I did say something ain't right. Where's Kelly Price? Blah, 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 everything else. I'm not going to go into detail. Y'all can go back and look for yourself. But it was, then she comes out and go, no, I was still sick. I just didn't feel like being bothered. And the family members that was looking for me, we not that close as much as they say that we are that close. But I'm pretty sure, Kelly, that you saw your name, at least in the newspaper, online, social media, TV. You did see that your family, regardless if you didn't think that was a big deal to you because they wasn't that close, you did see that they was making a big deal about it. And because they make a big deal about it, you do understand that you are taking, if you're taking valuable resources, and I'm not talking about police, I'm talking about media, social media resources from other cases where it is real, where they are missing, where they are in danger, where they're hurt somewhere. The Patino situation, it's a tragedy. I get it. But it is a tragedy. I get it. And the funny thing about it is, I'm not taking away from those situations when I say you need to report missing people regardless of race, creed, color, whatever. I'm not saying take away from these situations and give it to this situation. I'm saying equal across the board. If you could do 24 hours of Gabby Bertino disappearing, why? What is so fascinating about her, but is not fascinating to others? If you understand what I'm saying. Because you're making it a fascinating story. If you're doing darn near, what are we going on, a month with this story now? We have to be a month. That's not the last 3 weeks of back-to-back videos of this woman tragically being killed, and they're looking for her boyfriend, fiance, whatever. It is a tragedy that needs to be covered. The Christina situation needs to be covered too, just as well. But it's not. And I don't know if it's the audience that they're doing. I don't know if this is just something that they really feel like their audience is not going to be interested in. In which case, did I have to question your audience? That a rich person, a white person, is a more fascinating disappearance than a poor person or a black person or a Latino person or an Asian person being missing. It has to be a certain race and it has to be a certain class. You have to make a certain amount of money for it to be a fascinating story of why you disappeared. And as long as they keep doing that, it's going to work. And poor and minorities are going to keep falling through the crack because it's not an interesting story. So I'm not going to stay on here long. I wasn't planning on coming on tonight anyway. But it pulls at my heart that this is not news. Not the news that we're normally used to. And I don't even care how many people see this video, because I have to be the one who has to look myself in the mirror and go, did I do the best I can every day? And I could not live with myself without going, I have to, at the very least, have to get this information out as quick as I can. And I didn't even do it as quick as I can because I knew of the story. I just wanted to sit on it for a while just to make sure that something new didn't come up. And there you go, something did new come up. Because when I heard it, I just heard that they found her in the van. What the heck is going on? It was just then dawned on me that they said they didn't have a video of her disappearing into the van. That sounds kind of strange. Then, we do have video of her getting into the van. Christina getting into the van. Oh, okay. And then it's the most grainy and faraway video that they can find. Also, keep in mind this. I can't stand when any police department do this. Oh, we're going to do our own investigation. And on top of that, we're going to do our own autopsy. The family is raising money to a GoFundMe account, so y'all can look it up, They're raising money to get an independent autopsy, and good for them. I'm sorry. Police departments have no business investigating their own selves in any situation whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense for you to do that. Your trustworthiness has fallen off a cliff a long time ago. So when these situations occur and you go, yeah, we're going to keep it in-house and investigate, and then 9 out of 10, even if you find some type of wrongdoing, the person that's hurt, the person that does the hurting, or the person that did wrong get what? A slap on the wrist, or they get desk duty, and then surprise, surprise, they're back out in the field unannounced to anybody within what, 2 weeks? But we're supposed to believe that you're going to investigate yourself and you're going to be on the up and up. Okay, if you want to do something like knock yourself out. So they're going to investigate what happened. They're going to do an autopsy, and the family smartly is saying, no, we're going to do an independent autopsy when you're done. Good for them. Really, it is. So that is my show. That's all. This is all that I wanted to do. I just wanted to get this information out. I wanted to bring some type of light to it. I am going to bed. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to go watch the game, and then I'm going to go to bed. But Mafia, y'all keep a lookout for this story and any stories like that. And I want to also say this real quick, and then I am going to leave. I know I sound like a preacher saying, let me say this, and then we can go home, let the doors of the church open. I know. But I will say this real quick. If y'all find stories like this that you don't feel that's being put out there for people, send them to me. Send them to me. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything. I am not a hard man to find. I'm on every social media platform there is. Send them to me. Send them. I'll investigate everything left and right. I guarantee you. Send them to me. Who was that? Hey, Jenny. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Put it up there. Hey, Jenny. You're welcome. This, like I said, this is something I just feel in my heart that had to be done. But if y'all have a story that you feel like is not getting the proper coverage, I'm a small-time YouTuber, and I get that. I'm not thinking that I'm Billy Bad Butt of the world. I'm not trying to be. I would like to be. I would like to be bigger. I would like to grow, and I would like to be bigger, only for the fact of I want a bigger audience so these stories can go to a bigger audience. But if you feel like there's some coverage or there's some BSery that's going around that's not getting the coverage, that please send them to me so I can look at them, so I can get it out, so we can talk about it as a family. So that is my show for tonight. I thank you all that's coming. Please do not forget to hit that like button. Please do not forget to subscribe if you are new here. If you're old here, thank you for wasting your time with me. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.